Chapter 48. Inside the Beast. They reappeared in what appeared to be a small, closet-like room with a broken bed pushed against one wall. The air smelled of unwashed bodies and despair, thick with the lingering odors of too many people crammed into too little space. Rough wooden planks formed the walls with gaps that let in drafts and the distant sounds of machinery. The broken bed consisted of a straw mattress that had seen better days, its stuffing spilling out through tears in the rough fabric. A thin, threadbare blanket lay crumpled at the foot. The floor was dirt-packed hard by countless footsteps. Since Malachar used his mind magic to control the slave workers, there was no need for locks or guards in the living quarters. The enslaved people couldn't even think of escape when their minds weren't their own. Marcus looked around the miserable space and felt his stomach turn. This was where human beings were forced to live while building Malachar's empire of conquest.
My Aldrich, really, when did that happen?
You know Sarah. She always talks like that.
Nah, some things changed. The way she said it jokingly, this was serious.
We kind of got closer while making these. Spending long hours working together on dangerous projects, you start to rely on each other differently.
Guys, keep it down. Where are we?
I guess this was Palwyn's quarters before Celestine saved her. Look at the scratches on the wall like someone was counting days.
No way, this shithole was where she lived.
What's the plan now?
Marcus pulled out the crude mind protection device, its copper wires gleaming dully in the dim light.
Look, we didn't have time to create 2 more devices to protect from Malachar. If we see him, I'll put the machine on the floor.
What is that thing?
Just listen. I'll put this on the ground. Tom, you fight close range, so you have to hold this.
Marcus showed them how the machine consisted of 2 parts, the big, chunky, crude battery and the actual device that nullified Malachar's magic. The device was tethered to the battery with exposed copper wire that sparked occasionally.
The rest of the exposed parts, I'm hoping, transmit the device's power. It might electrocute us, but it should be 5 volts, so we should handle it.
Marcus, what are you talking about? You want us to grab onto something that might shock us?
Just when I put this down, try to touch it with your bare skin, any exposed metal piece. It might hurt a little, but don't let go. My idea is when it's on the ground, Tom can hold the device and Aldrich and I can put our feet on it to protect us.
Will it really protect us from his mind control?
I honestly don't know. Latopi's not here.
But that would mean Malachar was commanding the army at the siege, and Marcus couldn't imagine which scenario was worse. The sound of distant machinery grew louder, accompanied by what sounded like shouting and the rhythmic pounding of heavy equipment. Steam hissed through the gaps in the walls, carrying with it the acrid smell of burning coal and something chemical that made their eyes water.
Yeah. We need to move. Every minute we stay here increases the chance someone discovers us.
There are more buildings like this one. Rows and rows of them. And I can see people moving around, but they're walking weird, like they're not really awake.
That's Malachar's mind control. Those people probably don't even know where they are or what they're doing. They're just following whatever commands he's planted in their heads.
How many people do you think are trapped here?
Hundreds, maybe thousands. But we can't save them all today. We complete our mission first. Then, maybe we can find a way to help them.
The crude protection device hummed slightly when Marcus tested the connection between battery and main unit. Sparks jumped between exposed wires, creating tiny flashes of light in the dim room.
At least it's working. Sort of.
It has to work. Celestine said similar technology worked on other worlds against mind control creatures.
Through the thin walls, they could hear the sound of footsteps approaching. Multiple sets moving in the unnaturally synchronized pattern that suggested mind-controlled workers.
Someone's coming.
Marcus held up a hand for silence, listening carefully to the approaching sounds. The footsteps passed by their hiding place without stopping, continuing toward what sounded like a larger building complex.
I'm ready for whatever we find out there.
Remember, our goal is to find what Celestine needs and get out. We're not here to start a war or rescue everyone today. We complete the mission and return to help defend Drakmor.
Though if we get the chance to hurt Malachar's operation while we're here,
we'll see what opportunities present themselves. But the primary mission comes first.
The sound of machinery grew even louder, suggesting they were near the main facility. Steam continued to hiss through the walls, and the chemical smell grew stronger, making breathing uncomfortable.
Whatever they're doing in there, it's big.
Then we better make sure we're ready for anything.
The weight of planetary responsibility settled over them as they prepared to leave their temporary refuge. They were attempting to prevent the conquest of their world using equipment they weren't sure would work in a facility designed by one of the most dangerous beings any of them had ever encountered.
Let's go steal some world seed technology.
Together.
They all cheered, together. The infiltration of Malachar's power plant was about to begin in earnest.